Well, after a very summer-like day out there for much of the metro, fall-like temperatures to work their way on in to end the work week. Getting well up into the 80s this afternoon and the dew point climbing as well, getting up near 70. That has led to a very summer-like feeling afternoon for much of the Carolinas. Now, again, we're still in this pattern of summer-like weather. As you can see, those cumulus clouds rising up all due to that heat. But the good news is cold front is on the way. So currently working on through the Midwest right now, kind of clearing Iowa and some of those other Midwestern states. That likely to work its way towards the Carolinas as soon as tomorrow. So we could see some storms with that as well, likely starting back towards the Asheville area tomorrow afternoon, then working their way along the I-40 corridor, getting into the Charlotte metro by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. And those storms could pack a punch as well, with some heavy rain and some frequent lightning as well. Now, as we go into our Wednesday, expect those storms to become a lot more isolated and pushed a lot further off east towards the Raleigh and Fayetteville area. Now, the best part of this cold front is going to be those temperatures as well as that dry air crashing downward, starting from west to east across the area. You can see those dew points coming down quite quickly, getting into the 50s and potentially even 40s for some folks. That's really going to allow it to feel like fall and bring our morning lows quite low as well. Now, the big story out there is still Hurricane Lee continuing to spin away here. Still several hundred miles east of the Bahamas there, likely to begin to turn northward and cross in between North Carolina and Bermuda before setting its sights on New England and Nova Scotia going later into this week. Winds already back up to Category 3 strength after some weakening over the weekend, and that movement still moving northwest here at a pretty good clip, about 8 miles an hour. Pressure now back down below 950 millibars as well. And we expect that strengthening to continue through at least the next couple of days before we get into Wednesday, and that hard turn north as well as likely speed up of the storm gets it back into colder waters and should allow it to weaken before again getting up towards New England and Nova Scotia going into this weekend. And we could see some pretty big impacts up that way, but luckily no direct impacts back home. Now, showing the 7-day here, again, pretty good chance of some rain tomorrow afternoon. Those chances drop off pretty significantly Wednesday, although could still see some widespread to scattered rain east of the Charlotte area as you work further along I-85 and I-40. But by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, really nice weather. Those temperatures getting back into the lower 80s and lows potentially in the upper 50s and lower 60s by the time we get into Friday. All of that's going to lead to a really nice kickoff on Saturday against Georgia State here at home. Pretty nice tailgating weather for that before potentially another storm system tries to work its way on in by the time we get there into early next week. So get out there and enjoy that fall-like weather. For UNC Charlotte weather, I'm student meteorologist Gerald Mingle.